Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. How are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday? It's all good here in South Florida as we gotta wait till Monday to see our Fins play again, but that's okay. We can see what happens in the Kansas City and Buffalo Bill game over the weekend. Know where we stand in that regard. So that hey, good morning, Pam. Good morning, Cosmic Raccoon, and good morning, Raphael. All you guys, a big fat fins up to you guys. Thank you for coming in. So, as I was saying, we got some football to watch this weekend, but basically, I will get other things done on the Sunday. Will be interesting to see how that Bills and Kansas City game goes. I just have a sneaky feeling that Buffalo's going to play really well. They played well against the Eagles. I just think, as Pam would call them, Barfalo. They just they're coming off a bye week. They're going to go all out. They know their season's on the line, and I think it's going to be a very close game either direction it could go. That's how I feel. A lot of Dolphin fans are just feeling like Kansas City's going to blow them out because Kansas City's coming off a loss and that they got a lot to prove to stay up there in the seedings. So we will see which theory works. I just think there's going to be a very close game. They always seem to play a close team game when those two teams meet up. So that should be an interesting game. Hey, good morning, Newfoundland. A big welcome to you as well. So with the number one seed, and I don't know if you guys watched Hard Knocks last night. I don't want to spoil it for you guys if you haven't watched it yet, but it was another good episode. They had a little thing on Van Ginkel, and of course, we all know what Van Ginkel did in the game. They sold his family a little bit during the episode. They sold JPP signing his contract, stuff like that. There was some cool stuff, but we won't get too much into it. But it was another fun episode. If you guys have the chance, if you don't have HBO, it'd be somewhere on YouTube probably by now. I know that's been the trend. So you guys will find it out there somewhere. It's pretty good stuff. I enjoyed it. Hey, Timothy, hello again, Raphael and Jay. Mahomes goes down or Allen. Seems like every week a high ranked quarterback goes. Yeah, Jay, you're right, man. Knock on wood because we don't want our QB going down. So, but you're right. It seems like almost every week now some quarterbacks getting hurt. Let's just keep our guy healthy. I don't want anyone getting hurt. I want them all healthy. So there's no excuses when we beat them in the playoffs and we go on to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Yeah, I can dream. You know why not? I can dream. It's a good day to dream as a Dolphin fan. I'm not going to let the naysayers say, "Well, they haven't beat anyone," and and I agree with Mike Daniel. It means nothing right now, unless we only go to 13-week season. It means nothing right now, but it is good to be there. We've earned that chance to be at this spot right now, which means we are in control. So we keep on winning. It will mean something eventually. But for right now, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But it doesn't mean I can't be happy that we're the number one seed. Would you rather be 9-3 or 3-9 and talking about the NFL draft already? So I would take the 9-3 and talking about the number one seed every day and twice on Sundays. Sorry, I got my phone on and it's going to make some noises. I won't say why I got my phone on, but I have it because I have to wait for one particular person to reach out to me. Good morning, Daniel Teller. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Fins Nation and Dolphins Thirsty Fins Up. Anyone enjoy the latest episode of Hard Knocks? Yes, I did. I enjoyed it last night. I thought it was really good. Shows, and yes, I know it's for the camera. I'm not that naive. I know that gets a little more relations and stuff shown for the camera than maybe they do during the typical workday. But it just looks like a team that's a close knit team. It looks like they got a focus, and I'm loving it. And it was also cool. Even when the snow globe got broken towards the end, it was a laugh on the little blooper. So it's all well and fun. I'm loving this team. They got personality. And yes, we get to see a little bit because of hard knocks, which otherwise maybe we wouldn't see as much. But you can just see how this team interacts on the sideline. They're together. They got a one goal. That goal is a lot more than being the number one seed as of December 6th. So that's a good thing. They're not settling just because, hey, we're the number one seed on December 6th. We're going to be the champs. No, they know they got a lot of football games. And if they don't play well on Monday night, they can get smacked in the mouth Monday night. Then they got the Jets. And depending on how that Bills game and Kansas City game go this week, and if we beat Tennessee, that game could be to wrap up the AFC East. Hey, that's the first step. That guarantees your spot into the dance. And that's what we all want as Dolphin fans. Then work on the seeding. First, get that, let's lock up that division first. Then we'll worry about the seeding. One step at a time. First step, lock up that AFC East. And they're so close to doing it. I'm loving it. Let's see. Good morning. Let's see. What did he say? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hit that like button. Boom. And subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Pam drops in with that. It's clear to me they are all on the same page. You can't fake chemistry that they have. And no, I haven't seen the show at all. I won't watch it until after. Okay, that's fair enough, Pam. So I won't say too much, but they're good episodes. They're just fun. It's entertaining. I had never, full admission, never had seen a Hard Knocks in my life. Not even in the days that Joe Philbin was here and they had it with the Dolphins back in the day. Didn't even watch it back in the day. This is my first time enjoying Hard Knocks. If it was any other team, I would not be watching it, quite honestly. But this is my aqua and orange, so I am watching it and I'm enjoying it. Something my son, 17-year-old son, and me to do together to get him to want to do it. He reminds me all the time, hey, it's almost 9 o'clock. Let's go watch it. So, of course, I'm not going to pass up that opportunity. It is fun. I'm loving it, and it's really cool stuff so far. Oh, thank you, G Man. I hope you're all having a positive day. Thank you, G Man. I get the humor in there, so it's awesome. I love it. Monday night. Yep. Hey, that's another good fact, Daniel. You are right. And if we, like I say, if we win and the Bills lose and then we beat the Jets, a lot of ifs. I know I just said like three ifs in that one blur sentence, but if all those things, it is a very realistic if. I'm more confident with our ifs if Miami beat Tennessee and if Miami beats the Jets. Not so sure about the Bills and Kansas City game. I look at it this way: no matter what happens, if the Bills win, where where we got that little bit of a buffer on them in the seeding because we have to keep in mind they have the head to head against us. So getting a more of a buffer in the seeding is good. But then if Kansas City wins, the Bills lose, and we can just finally start putting the steak in the fork in Barfalo. I'm probably screwing up Pam's patented name there, but and then we will have that. So either way, we kind of come out ahead, or we kind of come out with like it doesn't really matter about who wins that game, but we shall see how that comes out. But yes, I'm going to the Jets game with my two sons because the one that's up currently in Gainesville, he'd be coming down, driving down December 16th to start his winter break. And then we go to the game on December 17th. So he gets his first game of the season. My other son's been spoiled all season. So I had to spoil him once that was my reasoning why I got tickets to the game. So I can say, hey, I got to take him as only fair. And really, I wanted to go, but that was good reasoning in my book to justify it. Not going to the Cowboys game. Used to have season tickets, just don't anymore due to a whole bunch of reasons. Also being a shift worker back in the day, and then family and health, some health stuff I ran into, but now I'm recovered fully. So, but I had them for many years. I mean, as a kid, I was fortunate enough to have them. So, from a family member. So that was always great. So if I get to every as many games as I can get to each year, I try to get to. Not going to the Cowboy. I'm not paying $300 for a game on Christmas Eve when I can watch it on my high definition TV. But the other games, they're more affordable. Bing, and I'm there. And that's going to be. I would love to clinch the AFC East that day. So that's why I'm kind of pulling for Kansas City, but I'm not going to be upset if the Bills win either because it would help in the seeding. But it'd be kind of neat to be walking out of that stadium, AFC East champs, with my sons walking down that ramp. See, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it because it's been way too long. Chad Pennington was our quarterback the last time. Chad freaking Pennington was the quarterback the last time our Miami Dolphins won an AFC East title. So let's take these baby steps, and we're getting that close. Let's see. Hey, Anthony. Big fins up to you. I'm happy for all these wins. I just don't care about the bigger teams or facing the good teams are more important. I'm happy if we win all the teams. I just don't care because I care more about the bigger teams that we're facing than the good teams. Yes, in the playoffs, we're 100% right, Anthony, too. You're going to have to beat good teams. So eventually, we have to get rid of that narrative. I'm with you and G Men on that take, guys. But I am happy with these wins too, Anthony. I'm just enjoying it. Take who's ever on your schedule and win that game. Because if you don't, then all that hard work you've done in the off season and all them will be in this top seed. A team like Tennessee can come and knock you in the mouth. Or well, the Jets. It's hard for me to fan them away that the Jets come in and beat us. I hate to dismiss a team, but they're in all kinds of they're like us several years ago, like where everything's a mess. Quarterback a mess, coaching just all the things. They're just a hot mess all over right now. But you could still don't want to get shocked and punch in the mouth because you have some horrible game for some reason. So win these next two games. Then it's all gonna be proofs in the pudding. You got to play the Cowboys, you got to play the Ravens, and you got to play the Bills. And the Bills may not even have anything to play for by that time, but they may still want to knock us out if we have a chance for the number one seed. So that could be tough. Oh, that's great, man. That is great. That is. I hope you're there. I'm afraid there probably be a lot of Cowboy fans there, just kind of like we took over at the Commanders Field up at FedEx Field, and there's probably going to be a lot of Cowboys fans because that's the reason the price got driven up, evidently, because they came in droves buying them up on the secondary market. So expect to see a lot of Cowboy fans there, but that's okay because if we smack them down, they'll be wishing they hadn't paid $300 a ticket to see their team get beat. So that's what I'm hoping that our Dolphins step up. And I do think that's a possibility because we at home. That's the first good team. People say we haven't beat a good team, but the teams that we've lost to have all been on the road. This is going to be a home game against a team with a winning record. So we got to go out there and prove if of all the games left, that's the game I guess we can most afford to lose because it's a non-conference game. But I just don't want that mojo of losing at home to the Dallas Cowboys. I want to have the good feeling of beating a team with a winning record. So then when we get into the last couple of weeks, that's no longer the monkey on our back, and we don't have to hear about how we haven't beat a good team. So I'm with you on that, Anthony, but I'm also with you on that you do have to enjoy. Yes, I know Dallas kind of has that same reputation that they haven't beaten a really good team yet either. So we will see on that front on how it goes. They're both good teams, but they both have that rap. The Dallas has their chance to eliminate that this week as they take on the Eagles, and I think they might beat the Eagles. The Eagles seem to be kind of not fading, but they're not playing their best ball. But of course, the 49ers are so good. Maybe they just made them look bad. But even the Bills had them down to overtime, and those were both home games for them. And so we'll see. But I have a sneaky feeling Dallas may get off that reputation of not beating a really good team. So that could be, and they could get that monkey off their back before we get to have that monkey off our back because we still got to wait a couple weeks to get that narrative out. Yes, that's what I say, Pamela. It's just, but they just look at our three losses, and it happens to be at the time the Bills were a very good team. Right now, they're not so much. But then, of course, the Eagles and Kansas City. So that's why the narrative is out there. And I understand it. It's fine. I mean, Mike McDaniel says he understands the narrative because it's going to be there until you eliminate. But I think it is kind of a false narrative because all these teams can beat you on any given, Sunday. Other than maybe like if we lose to the Jets, I would scratch the little hair I have left off probably because I would have no reasoning for that loss. But Tennessee, you could reason they've they can play tough at times, and you just don't know, you never know in the NFL. But I am just enjoying the ride. That's basically my whole show for Wednesday. It's a wonderful Wednesday, as I like to call these Wednesdays. Smilers, howlers, smilers. Everybody knows Miami has the Dolphins. The greatest football team. Hey, thank you, Dolphin Don. Hey, always love to hear that. Scotty can explain it more. I'm still not sure. Jay, can you see explain it more? I'm not sure. What did Jay say? I missed what Jay said, but Dallas thinks under pressure. We have to. Okay? We will see about that, man. Like I say, we're so much better. I just feel like this team is so much better than last year's team, and it's just little slight differences. They've learned. You see, they know that pain of having lost in December. The team talked about it. They knew. They did not hide it last year. McDaniel said it. Hey guys, remember we were feeling great and we were 8-3 last year and we were riding high. And then 5 games later, we were feeling like crap. And and then he goes, remember that feeling. Remember it because here we are again. We've been blessed to be here again due to all the hard work. And it's our time to regain that confidence that we had at 8-3 last year. And he goes, you don't want that feeling again. Let's get this, and that's it. And they went out and they got that ninth win. So they got over one other hump that they couldn't get over last year. So let's keep it rolling. And you can talk to me until you're blue in the face about the competition, but we can only play who is on the schedule each and every week. And the next 2 weeks are those should win games, and Miami better go take care of business. And then we will worry about the last three at the last three. No, he's working out today. Oh, sorry, Newfoundland. He's working out today. That's all I know. We will see on that front if they decide to sign him. Whether there's going to be a practice squad signing because they're not opening up a roster spot because they're keeping Jerome Baker there. So I don't know if it would probably be maybe more of the practice squad variety type move for now, and then elevate him as needed. Is maybe something that you know we will see. That's what I'm thinking. But because I think you get what 3 activations of him, so that could maybe get him back closer to Baker coming back or something like that. So who knows? I don't know. We will see if they do anything on that front. It's the second time that they've brought him in. It is the second time that they've brought him in. So that should be interesting. They obviously have some interest in the man. Hey, Aquavision, thank you for dropping in. I'm going to drop a link here in a minute. I'm just trying to get all my stuff off my chest so I can let you guys take over the show. I'm not afraid to face reality. Dolphins haven't shown me anything yet. All they've done was pick on. But G Man, enjoy them picking on that. That's why I understand G Man because I think you and I are the same age group, and I've spent my whole life worrying about the other shoe dropping with my Dolphins because I've seen this movie many times and they've hurt me many times. But I finally just got to the point. I said, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy it. And then if they hurt me, then they hurt me then. But why just fear it? It takes away from the joy of them winning now and winning 9 games and only losing 3, being the number 1 seed. It's been way too long. So why worry? We can't control the winning and the losing no matter what. But what we can control is how we react to it. And I'm just going to enjoy the winning while we're getting it. And I'll be the first one if they lose in the first one and done. I'll be the first one in here to bring it real, to tell you I'm very disappointed. that's just how it goes. But until that happens, I'm just going to enjoy this ride and love every moment of it. See the team how they act together, and because we're fans, that's all. All we can do is enjoy. It's like watching a long movie, seeing how it ends, and all you can do is sit there and wait for your entertainment. Unfortunately, Chris Greer or Mike McDaniel don't call me and say, "Hey, Rob, what do you think for the game plan this week?" That doesn't happen. So hey, all I can do is sit back, enjoy it. Why worry about it? It's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do about it. So I might as well enjoy the wins. I don't care if it's against. I remember losing to many teams we're supposed to beat, or barely beating teams we're supposed to beat. So I remember all that. But like I say, G-Man, I never tell anyone how to fan. If that's how you feel, you're more welcome to that. But the whole reason we watch these things is for to be entertained and enjoy. We already got work and financial issues and family issues and health issues. Why bring other stress in your game? And don't get me wrong, every Dolphin game I'm stressed that they're gonna lose. But you know what I mean? Like, why stress about it? Just enjoy it. It's entertainment at the end of the day. So you might as well enjoy the ride. Enjoy being the number one seed as of December 6th. Enjoy being on top of the AFC East with a magic number of three. Just enjoy it, have fun. That's how I'm taking it, G man. But like I say, it's no problem, G man. I understand because you've been burnt before and you feel like we're gonna be burnt again. But remember, when we lost to some of those teams, we were not the team we are right now. And I really feel like we are playing better. The defense that we have now is not the defense that went up to Buffalo, Orchard Park, and lost to the Bills. It's not. The scheme is getting the coaches and the players are buying into the scheme more now, and they're getting used to it. We got Ramsey now back there. You're not having Cater Kohu covering Diggs all by himself now. It's been things are changing. Just like the Broncos are playing better. I know they just lost their most recent game, but the Broncos are playing better. So, and we got them when they were a little bit down. We probably wouldn't have beaten them by 50 points if we played them right now. So it's just how the season, moves around. And it's a beautiful thing, and I'm enjoying it. I'd be thrilled if the Dolphins went into Philly like the 49ers. We fell three times, not once, not twice, but three. All right, G man. Like I say, you are more than 100% to feel that way as a Dolphin fan. But I do hope you are enjoying some of these victories. It's the whole reason we watch them is to have fun and, or why bother? That's how I look at it as. Yes, can they make us mad when they lose? Of course. That's what we're fanatical. That's where the word fan comes from. Fanatical. We're fanatical. We're going to overanalyze every move, every pass, every drop pass, every fumble. I understand that. But in the end of the day, it's just entertainment, and this is a very entertaining team. They're fun to watch. They throw the ball around. I remember just a few years ago, we would have been happy if we got 20 points in a game. Woo-hoo-hoo, we got 20 points. We have 20 points by halftime most of the time now, and if not by the end of maybe the first quarter, working on it. So I am so happy to watch this team entertain me. They're a good bunch of guys. If they break my heart at the end, they're going to break my heart at the end, whether I'm all miserable all season or they're going to break my heart at the end. If I'm all happy, so I might as well be all happy like a fool and then have them break my heart. Because if I'm miserable all along and then they break my heart, then I spend a whole year watching something that made me miserable. So that's just where I come from, G-Man. But I understand your take. So that's not a shot at you. That's just how I feel. I understand how you feel. And that's where I rock. Anyway, guys, I'm going to drop a link. I've rambled on enough here today. So I'm going to see if anyone wants to share their thoughts on why they're happy. Let's see. G-Man says, I'm waiting for the big games, the pressure games. That's when we find out about McDaniel, Tua, and the rest of the team. Yep, you got to enjoy the ride, Pam. G-Man, I'm sure we dropped some heartbreakers in the regular season. In the past season, it's not a team on the planet that is. Oh, good. We got Pam in the house. Good morning, Pam. Thank you for joining.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yep.
It's a wonderful day. And
Yeah.
I am so excited for you that you get to have your sons go to the games. And I mean, good for you. You guys are
Yeah,
going to
no,
have
it's
a
gonna be great.
blast.
No, it's gonna be great, man. And that, I mean, I'm telling you, if it works out where we beat Tennessee and the Kansas City, we could be walking out of there AFC East champs. And you know what? That's a win in itself. So that's something. It's been a long time since we can even say the Dolphins won the AFC East. That was a normal thing when I was young. It's like I almost expected to win the AFC East. Now,
Yes.
and it's been since 2008 since we even won the AFC East. So I'm like you, Pam. I'm here to enjoy the ride, and that's the
Yep.
most important. I mean, in the end of the day, it's entertainment, and that's why we watch this game. So why hate it while we're actually doing well? So
Yeah,
that's how I look
it
at it.
doesn't make any sense. I agree with you 100%. And one of the things about the game Sunday against Washington was the announcers were not um, Dolphin haters. The referees let the teams play. I mean, it was just like a game where I just sat and laughed and had fun. And I mean, it was like one of the best games I've seen in a while because I wasn't mad listening to the commentators or mad watching the referees. You know what I mean? So
No, I know, and it
it
was
was
a very
beautiful.
clean game. I think it was only like 3 penalties on the Dolphins, like 4 against both. If it's fair on both sides, no horrible
That's
calls.
the thing. Yep.
Yeah, and it was a fun game, and it was the first time for a while since we really played complementary football that our defense and our offense contributed to that win, and it was nice to see on that front. Let me bring in
Agreed.
Dolphin Don. Hello, good
Hey,
morning,
Don.
Dolphin Don.
Good morning. Man, yeah, you're right. You're right. There was no buffoonery. There was no hidden agendas. There was no plays that were called that made me suspicious, like the Eagles game.
Right.
But
No, it was.
Right.
And
yeah.
like I say, and I understand G Man. He's one of my great team members here. He comes in, and I understand why, because I used to almost be kind of like that, but I'm finally like, you know what? If you were the whole season that way, then it just kind of before you know it, football season. Look at this, we're down to 5 games already. We wait all off season for the Dolphin season to get here, and before you know it, it's over. We're down to 5 regular season games already, so you might as well enjoy it while it's here. That's how I rolled now, Dolphin down. But like I said, I never tell anyone how to fan. I understand.
Oh, no.
Believe me, when your favorite team hasn't won a playoff game since 2000, I understand the concerns from those people. I do. But I do say enjoy it, G man. Just enjoy it a little bit at least because it's really fun to watch this team.
Yeah, let me
Oh
throw
man, I got
something
a
in
whole
there.
bunch of people coming in here. So hold
Okay.
on one.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Dolphin
yeah.
Yeah,
Don, I love buffoonery. I love that.
yeah.
I borrowed that from I borrowed that from EM, man.
Hey,
But
Oh,
yeah, I
great.
want to say something to G man though, real quick though. Hey man, those are the regular season games. Those are games like, okay, you know what, you beat me. But when the playoffs come, the postseason comes, that's when we're going to show up and we're going to see what kind of salt we're made of. And there's not a team in the NFL that is not terrified of this Dolphins team right now, especially when we got JPP, we got Tyreek Hill, and we got Tua slinging it. Okay, sorry, I'm off my
I'm
oh,
soapbox.
hey,
I
no, I
no, I
agree.
love
And
it.
hey,
And
hooked
I
up
wanted
Joe,
to
you
jump
beat
on that
Dad Dean by
bandwagon too.
yeah.
I
Hey,
wanted
I agree.
to go
So
on that bandwagon too because let's not forget that this is a second year. We're in the second year of a first time head coach. We have a new defensive coordinator. We have a new offensive line coach. We have all these new things. So, some of the teams, some of the games that we played earlier in the season, we would be clicking better with those games now because we're just starting to come into our own.
yes,
And
that's
the
how I feel.
narrative of losing to bad teams, those so-called bad teams have gone in and beaten the so-called darlings of the NFL. That's what they have done.
Yep.
Look at the Broncos. So I don't want to hear that narrative because it's fake. It's not real.
No, no, I agree. I agree. And now let me welcome Hooked Up Joe. You beat Dad
Hey,
Dean by
hey,
10
Joe.
seconds. So, Hooked Up Joe, how are
Joe.
you today?
I'm doing good. And I did want to jump in here on this because this is something I'm almost lecturing people, I feel like, about early in the season, especially. And even last year when we were going on the sled, I'm like, you realize the season's going to be over and you're going to be spending all off season saying the same thing. It's time to just pop a beer, grab the family, enjoy a game. And even win or lose, at least you get to watch a game because you're going to be watching that Hall of Fame game when it comes out on week one, because you be watching high school teams by the time the season starts, you know, and it's just like it is that way. And so, I'm glad to see that a lot of people are actually saying that and just saying, go ahead and enjoy the season, let it go. And that's why I think that all the narratives that we hear, I mean, we heard the Fire Fangio narrative, and everybody yelling that kind of has egg on their face. And I think just pick a narrative, any narrative, we're going to blow it away in the end. And to the point of Pam is that this is the second. It's not like it's the second season. It's not like we got to figure this out right now. Or I don't believe we're on this one tiny little window. I believe we're on our best window right now that we might see for a while. But to me, the window of opportunity that we have opened just opened last year, and it's going to last for a long time. And I'm not panicking that if we have one loss or lose one player, that we're going to be back to another 20 years of losing.
Thank
Joe,
you.
Yes, yes. And you know what? Let me piggyback just off a little bit. I keep talking about the 72 Dolphins and the year that Dallas beat the crap out of us in the Super Bowl. That team says, you know what? We're never going to let that happen again. What's happening now? We went 8-3. We're never going to let that happen again. So here we
yep,
are, just throwing it out
yep.
there.
I agree. And before I bring Dad Dean, I'm combining your guys' two names, Dad Dean, and let me say, Aqua, it's not confirmed we're in Brazil, but I heard those same rumors. But I'm saying, nope, it's not going to happen because we're going to go win the Super Bowl and we're going to open on a Thursday night at Hard Rock Stadium. That's my wishful thinking, but we see. But yes, I did see that it's possible that the Dolphins will be opening in Brazil. But then I saw people counter argument it, saying no, that's not possible unless Ross like signs off on it, because now they say the only way that you have to give up a home game is if you have a 9 game, and next year we only have 8 home games. This would have been the year that we would have had to been forced to give up one of the games because you had the extra game. So that's what I heard. Joe. I heard counter on both sides, but I did see what you said. And the Dolphins would make the most sense of all the teams to play in Brazil. That would be the team that makes the most sense. So I understand where that would come from. But I did see that. So yes. But anyway, now with no further ado, Dad Dean, sorry for keeping you waiting. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. Just had breakfast and I was thinking about everything. And back in 1981, I was 12 years old. My son is 12 years old right now. And that's when the Dolphins really started hitting it off again. My son's going to witness what I witnessed from the age of 12 to 16, winning football with the Dolphins and possibly, to a Super Bowl, just like Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And I just think everybody should be excited about that. You have your kids now. We went through it. We went through all the drama and everything. But back in the day when we were younger, if anybody can, was at that age at that time, it was exciting. So we should be excited about this.
Oh,
This is
no, for
very,
sure,
very
man.
cool. You can see the chemistry when you're watching, the show that's on Hard Knocks, and you can see the chemistry. And now JPP bringing that energy in, and it's just something that's great. I'm looking forward to taking my family down to the Dallas game and watching them, kick
Oh no,
some
that's
butt.
that's gonna be a fun game to be at, and I'm happy to hear you're gonna be there. So there'll be a lot of aqua and orange in the stadium. There would be more probably, but I know from one time when I went to a Cowboy game in the past, the Cowboy fans they invade like we invade other stadiums. They
Yes.
are you know they are everywhere because they're really spread out. That Americans team slogan paid off for them because they always show up. So I'm happy you're going to be there, Dad Dean, to root on our
Yeah,
team.
And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, as many people as I can in the Finns family. That'd be awesome. The
Yeah.
other thing I was thinking about too is that you know is these teams that we're playing, the last 3 games that we're playing are tough teams, but that's going to prepare us for the playoffs. So
Ramp up.
yeah,
Yep.
it's and back in the day, here I go again. Back in the day, that's the season wasn't really. It was preparing for the seeding and the playoffs. We didn't really care about the season too much, but to get that seeding with Marino. So
Yeah.
and all
Oh,
the storylines too. I mean, with if we play San Francisco in the Super Bowl, that would be amazing. Coach coming from there, and
Yeah.
I
Marino
would take that
losing in the Super
rematch.
Bowl and
That would be
the
cool.
49ers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
But yeah, and Joe Rose was kind of dad Dean. He said the same thing. I listened to him on the radio all the time, and he was like saying the same thing. He goes, man, when I was back playing and it was in the Shula era, we were just worrying about season and making sure that these teams had to travel to us, so we didn't have to go play in 30-degree weather. So we always try to make sure and secure as many home games as possible. That was always the goal every season, not just to sneak into the playoffs. It was actually, to get seeding and be in the Orange Bowl playing games, back in the day when Joe Rose played. So it's like, that's what the main goal was. And it's been a long time since we've had that mentality. And it seems like we're finally there with that mentality of like, this show's not over yet. They're not just gloating that they're the number 1 seed right now. And they know it means nothing right now. So they just got
Well,
to keep
and
the hard work.
and I agree with everything you just said. And one of the things that I want to point to as how this is a different season is the fact that there are some great players on our team who are playing better than they've ever played in their life. And of course, a prime example is Tyreek Hill, who, went to a Super Bowl, but is having the season of his career. And you
Yeah.
you take a look at AVG. AVG is gotten nothing but better this
He's so,
season. He was a great player before. Now
yeah,
he's playing lights out and getting better every week. That goes for our entire defense. The whole next man up mentality that
Yes.
we've never really had because we haven't had the depth. Guess what? Our coaches are making it so that we have the next man up mentality.
and
And
on that,
next,
and another point I need to bring up is that if we go far in the playoffs, we're going to attract free agents cheap.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to be a Dolphin.
Everybody's going to want to play for Coach McDaniel, and everybody wants Tua to throw them the ball. It's going to be contagious. No one wants to go to Buffalo.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
And Newfoundland also points out the offensive line. The offensive line has been, the guys that we thought were outcasts are playing well out there. So,
and the common denominator is coaching.
yeah, no, it is. No, you are 100% right. It is coaching. I think we finally hit it right. It took a long time since Don Shula, but I think we finally got it right with Mike McDaniel. It's just he seems like the right fit. He's that new age coach. I know, like Don Shula would be like, "What? Being all friendly with all these guys?" But it's the new way. And Mike McDaniel is the perfect guy for this team. The perfect guy for Tua.
And they're calling him Miami Mike, so he's going to be here for a while.
Oh no,
Well, and it's also
he's
a
going
different
nowhere.
time. Maybe Shula's way wouldn't have worked now. You know what I mean? We don't know. You can't take anything away from Shula and what he did.
No, the greatest ever.
He had yes, exactly. Greatest coach ever. But when you look at right now, maybe that wouldn't work now. This is a different, our whole society is different. So,
No, it is. You got to adapt. Right.
You've got to adapt, and the way that McDaniel is doing it is working for our team. May not work somewhere else, I don't know, but he has put together a team and a set of coaches that is rocking it out.
A new formula. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really a totally he made his own formula out of the Shanahan and all the experiences that he has across the NFL. He mixed it together with his own style and made his own better formula.
Yeah, you
You
know what,
know,
Joe? Also, his background. The he came from the pits. He hit rock bottom, and you could say our organization hit rock bottom. So it's a perfect match.
but he's also a seasoned winner. The way
Yeah,
you watched him say last year, he was talking about last year, and the way he said that we went for a playoff game that was a road playoff game, just his demeanor, the way he said it, it was like he was talking about a pile of doo-doo sitting on the ground. I mean,
Yep.
the idea that we're going to have to go away for a playoff game is just ridiculous, and he was just not having it.
Yeah.
love it.
That. Yeah. Hey, and real quick, Dad Dean, thank you. He sent me a private message. He had to get back to work. Thank you, Dad Dean, for stopping by. But anyway, yeah, guys, this is a fun ride, man, and I'm just enjoying it. And I like it. Did you see you did watch, right? Hooked Up Joe? You watched it last night?
Yeah, and I hadn't talked about it too much because I don't want to spoil alert anything for
Go
anybody.
ahead. If y'all are not doing it because of me, because I haven't watched it yet, y'all go ahead. It won't bother me one bit. Not one bit.
All
Y'all
right.
talk
Well,
about it
we
all
won't
you
talk
want.
too much spoiler, but I did like what JPP said. He based it because he had the chance, like you said, Joe, to either go to the Saints or the Dolphins. He basically said he picked the Dolphins because he wants a third Super Bowl ring. So I thought that was a
Right, just offhandedly too, like that's just why, of
It's gonna
It's a
course.
happen.
given,
Yeah,
right? It's a given.
yeah,
And to
yeah.
your
I
point
know.
earlier, Pam was talking about players that are doing better, and one we have to throw in there is number 31, who is at age 31
Oh,
having a
yes.
career year at it, it, and that's a testament to himself and his continued building his body because he was injury prone, right? And and when Wilson showed up, he took on a whole different demeanor. To me, the Wilson was the Barry, the Butch Barry, like he's done to the offense. He did that to the whole running room when Wilson came in last year. Just became more physical because just the way Wilson is, and you can see it. And Mostert never stopped. Mostert's been a physical presence.
No,
Even when
he's
he
Out
was
of
definitely.
hurt, right, Joe? Like even,
Mhm.
last season, he was playing hurt and he didn't let the foot off the gas. I think our only problem last season is we didn't give it to him more.
Mercury Morris, Mostert.
Yeah, there
Hey,
you go.
hey, there you go. But man, yeah, he's on the verge of, I don't people don't always want to hear about, records and stuff, but he's on the verge of breaking our touchdown record. So I mean, that's an accomplishment for a single season, but that's a great season this man's having. And his personality is through the roof. He's just an awesome guy.
Yeah,
He's just he's just everything that you want in a team. And I can see why McDaniel wanted him on the team when people are saying, why are
Well,
we bringing in this guy? But it's just, you can tell why McDaniel, he knows what kind of guy this is.
and that's the thing too, right? Dolphins thirsty. I mean, Rob, it really, um, it's what McDaniel has chosen to put on the team, right? It's the kind of guy because there are some amazing running backs out there, but are they a team guy like Mostert?
Right,
You,
exactly. That's
yep,
how I look at it.
And
he's a
looking at the
team guy.
NFL record for top speed since they started tracking the GPS top speed, Mostert and Hill have the top records ever, and it was when they were not Dolphins. So we got him for that reason too.
Yeah, no, it was funny
I
when they
mean,
T Hill a
wow.
little
Yeah.
bit yesterday when Metcalf, they said, hey, he's like, shoot, he ran that fast. He goes, but I beat that speed before. So because I don't know if I could do that anymore. So that was fun. They were teasing him because they're trying to rev him up to try to beat Metcalf, because no longer is the Dolphins all on the top. Metcalf got the #1 spot for top speed this year. So they were
Yeah.
teasing him.
Well,
Yeah,
top
that was
speed
on our
might be
top.
great to have, but top speed, top, 5 speeds are, mostly on the Dolphins. And if it's on a winning team, it just means more, doesn't it?
Oh no, yeah, no, for sure.
Especially when there's three.
And you can tell Metcalf, he was trying. He looked like he was sprinting. Sometimes Tyreek Hill just lowers his gear and he's like, "Well, I'm so far ahead, these guys aren't going to catch me." So
Yeah, he
it's just
said.
like,
Yeah,
That's
it's,
true.
he went into
when
cruise
Metcalf
control.
thought that, it looked like he was an Olympic sprinter. He just sprint like, "Oh, I'm going to beat this record. I'm just going to run fast," knowing that nowadays they measure all these speeds and stuff. So he definitely went for it. And Tyreek is just like, "Hey, peace, dude." So it,
Nuisance.
he's just so naturally fast. Tyreek Hill is crazy to watch that man play football.
And the way his intensity, but he's having a good time, right? He plays like an angry player who's not angry. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't know, but he does. You're right, man. It just does. I agree, man. He brings that. He does bring it and Ramsey to the defense, man. We finally got guys with championship DNA. I just think, that they just brought winners in, and I think that's why Ramsey is so important to our team and stuff because he brought that championship DNA to the defense that Hill brought to the offense last year. So it's just a team out there with guys that have, now even JPP comes in, another champion that comes into the locker room and can teach these guys when it gets to the critical time how to act during playoff week, knowing it's the elimination game that everyone's going to be out playing at an extra level to knock you out because that means their season's over if they don't. So it's just, and we haven't had that good experience. We've been one and done for so long that we don't have guys on our roster that's used to winning and playing into the playoffs and going past the first round. Now we got some guys on the roster that's going to say, "Hey, man, this is what it's going to be like." It's even, if you think from preseason to regular season to step up in speed, wait till you get into the playoffs and people knows that, the Super Bowl's within their sight. Everyone's gunning to get you.
Well, and to think about like the mentality, like you said, we don't have that many guys who have been to the show, right?
Right.
But our coach is definitely it's not if, it's when with him. Like he definitely has put it in all of our heads, the players, the other coaches, the fans, that this is something we should expect. We should not expect less. And I believe that expectations are, if your expectations are low, you're going to go low. That's all there is to it.
No, no, exactly. So why not be confident? And I love how confident he is. Maybe it puts extra pressure on Tua, but I like that. He tells the world that Tua's a good quarterback. And yesterday, once again on social media, he stood up for his quarterback when the Dallas guy Parsons kind of took a, not really saying Tua was bad, but saying he could be a quarterback throwing to Tyreek Hill. That it'd be so easy that he could be a quarterback throw. And Tyreek Hill just tweeted out, Dolphin fans, retweeted him saying, "You know what to do," meaning go rip this guy for saying something like that. So I just like how he always has his back. I just think it's cool.
And what a disrespectful thing to say, right? You are playing the position you ought to be playing. If you were a quarterback or quarterback worthy, that's what you would be, but you're not. Saying I could when he knows he's never going to be in that situation. That's just a ridiculous, disrespectful statement. And
I
I
know.
love that Reek, let's not forget last year when he first came to the Dolphins, he said Tua is the best quarterback I've
Most
ever
accurate.
played with.
The most
Most
accurate.
accurate. Yes.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
accurate.
Yes.
But
He
it,
said
it's
it.
yeah, I like it, man. And he's held by. He said it again this year when they asked him again. He
Yep.
said, "Oh, I'm going to hold to." I said it last year, so yes. So
And he
he
said
didn't
that
know
our
this
team's
with
better.
Mahomes. He was disencouraged. What's that, Joe?
He did say our team's better than his Super Bowl team. So
Yeah,
as
he
a
did
Yep.
as a
say
team as a whole.
yeah, he did, and I like that, man. I like that a lot, and it just shows, that he's confident. Ramsey's confident. We are just a confident bunch, and it's good to see. And they know the narrative, and I love that they know the narrative that they haven't beaten a good team because that's going to be on them when they face Dallas. They're going to go out there and know that hey, the only way to end this narrative is to beat a good team. So I like that narrative. You need some kind of adversity going through the season. You can't just have it all smooth, other than the 1972 Dolphins. But even they had some nail biters that season if you look back at the scores and stuff. So it's good.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's a huge point too.
Yeah, you do. So they have that now. They have that little like, oh, okay, this isn't just a all up only. We're just kicking everyone's butt. That's when that can actually come back. Just ask the Patriots. They ran through everyone and they choked in the Super Bowl, which I'm so happy that they did. They choked in the Super Bowl. So
Thank
sometimes
goodness.
I'm much rather lose to them now and lose to them when we get to the playoffs. Because the only time it's going to matter whether we can beat a winning team is when we're actually in the playoffs, because we're very close to getting to the playoffs. We're right there on the verge. It'd be an ultimate collapse, Joe, if we don't. Or Dolphin John, you've stayed quiet for a few minutes. If we don't win the AFC East at this time, it'd be the ultimate collapse, where we got the magic number down to 3 with 5 games to play.
Ah, I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not even going to entertain that thought, man. I'm sitting here
I
thinking
know.
about Micah Parsons and wanting to get a Twitter account because I could say you could also be a buffoon.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
I know.
With
Not to
his
make an enemy.
buffoonery.
No, it is buffoonery. That is totally buffoonery. But
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry, man.
predicting that the Dolphins will clinch the AFC East by the Jets game when I'm there. I think the Chiefs will win that game, but I think it's going to be very close. The Chiefs versus Bills, but I think maybe the Chiefs edge them. But Buffalo does have the extra bye week to prepare.
And the Chiefs are worn out from Green Bay, so I'm a little bit leaning towards Buffalo on that one.
Yeah,
Me
I know.
too. And
But
they
Yeah,
want to be spoilers, right? They
yeah,
hate
yeah,
Kansas City. Kansas City has spoiled so much for them.
yep.
I would not discount that game. I I am leaning in my pool to take Buffalo because um they what they have to play for is paybacks.
Greater.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I have a feeling Buffalo might win that game. Like I said, it's going to be close. Those teams always play it right down to the wire, but I think Buffalo may win this one. Where are you leaning, Joe, on that game? Kansas City, Buffalo.
I'm I'm thinking that 2 weeks to prepare probably gets the Bills up. If they have one of those post bye week lags, then it could be a problem. But
Mm,
and they are going to Arrowhead, which isn't easy. So, I think I could flip a coin, and
Yeah,
wherever it landed, that's
Yeah.
who I'd pick on
yeah.
that
That's
one.
that's about where I feel. And like Scotty
Yeah.
says, this is basically Buffalo's Super Bowl this week. If they lose, the season's definitely over for them because they're not going to get ahead of all those other teams ahead of them in the playoff spots. So they know they have to go in there and they have to beat Kansas City. So I expect that to be, I don't even know. It's really even hard to know who to root for because I would love just to see the Bills be totally eliminated, but I also want a little buffer in the home seating between us and Kansas City because they have the tiebreaker against us, unfortunately, since they beat us. So, I
Boy,
would
I
like to know,
agree with that. Yeah.
well,
you
we've
know, I
already
would
Yeah.
like
got it,
to know.
man. All we got to do is win, man. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, that's all we got to do. But hey, we got 5 games remaining, 3 of them against the hard teams that people like to say. I'm counting still Buffalo as a hard team because they're a good team that they took some losses, which I'm all happy for. So I'm not going
And
to
that's
pretend to,
It's a
not to,
rival division game.
yeah,
can
and it's a rival division game. Even if they're
Yeah.
out eliminated mathematically from the playoff spot from them, if they know the Dolphins have something like, oh, if the Dolphins win this game, they're number 1 seed, but if they lose, they're not. They're going to go all out to beat us, like we did to New England a couple years ago, where we had nothing to play for, but we still knocked New England out of the number 1 seeding on the last game of the season.
well,
So
that's part of what I like about where we are, man. Because years past, I would be thinking that same way, like, oh boy, we're just a hair away from losing it all. But right now, I feel like everybody's kind of underrating us.
I
And
feel the same way. I
yeah,
feel
we're
like
gonna.
we're sneaking up on the playoffs. It's hard to
Yeah,
say that when you're first seed, feeling like you're sneaking up on it. What I do, I mean, Ramsey's pretty much
me
coming in
too.
off game 2. If you
Yeah,
think about how you'd come in the normal season and prepare and be ready and start, right now Ramsey is in game 2 shape. He hadn't
Yeah.
been beat up all year. His legs are fresh. He's
yeah.
fresh. Everything's great. And I mean, and we kind of been doing that, holding people out so much. That's why I feel like we've been holding out plays. We've been holding out
Mhm.
people. I mean, I think McDaniel has a plan where he's got a big apple and he's just slicing little pieces off of it until we get there.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
what I
Bill,
that.
think.
that is so true. I was going to make a comment along those lines. I don't know if I would have said it that well, but um, that is so true. You can see people are saying, well, why aren't we using, so and so and so and so? I think we're going to. We're going to.
Because they're
It's
open.
coming.
They're open,
Yeah.
and jaws are going to drop just like they did for Denver, man. That's the way. That's the way I see the latter games playing out.
I could
Yep.
easily see us not losing at home this season. What have we lost? Two home games in the last 2 years,
Yeah, not
something
I
like
know.
that.
Yep, exactly. I
And
know.
Baltimore has proven that once you punch them in the mouth, they roll over.
Oh my
Yeah, that's what
gosh, yes. That's the
that's
thing. I keep saying that they get rattled easy. You
Hmm.
know,
yeah,
that is
because
not the team. When I was looking at, I had said 13-4. That is not the team that I thought we would lose to. That wasn't
wow.
one of my picks.
Yeah, the one
Right?
thing about the Ravens, you're right. They're kind of like a bully dolphin because they like to bully you, but the minute they get punched back, they start saying, "Oh, what happened?" So, yeah, you're right. They have a dominating defense and stuff, but once you start fighting them back, they're like, "Uh-oh."
What
This
happened?
is yeah, exactly.
They
So
go the
that's
way of their quarterback. Yep,
that's why you
that's how
can't
they
get
go.
down there.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't get down there. You got to get up on them. That's a game that we can't have one of our slow starts like we did against the Panthers and get down 14-0. You got to go right up. You got if you get down 14-0. Yes, last year we had that epic comeback last year, but this defense on the Ravens, that is a good defense. So we definitely
Oh, yeah.
don't want to get down in a
Well,
hole against them.
when
Don't
you look
defer.
at the stats for our defense, they are not. I don't think they tell you the story because, of course, because it was a whole new scheme and we had players trying to learn what was going on and it didn't click at first. Yeah, we allowed a lot of yards, but we haven't done that in what, 5 or 6 games? I mean, I think people talk about the Baltimore defense. They better be talking about the Miami defense.
That's right.
Oh, we're definitely emerging, man. We're definitely. I mean, we're just getting better. So, and I love it. And I'd rather be playing better. I'd rather be getting better than worse, like we have in years past. So you said it perfectly, Pam. And real quick before one of you guys talk, guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit those like button for me. It helps the show, and it's free to you. So thank you. Hey, Dolphin State of Mind. Welcome to the room. Welcome back, Cosmic Raccoon. So anyway, I agree with you guys. Our defense is definitely trending up, and it looks like maybe our offense. Yes, they played a bad Commanders defense, but they kind of got back in the groove. I think A Chan really helps things out because he's a whole other dynamic. That little guy, he's a little guy, but he plays like a big guy. He is just so much fun to watch. Teams really have to be scratching their heads. They're like, oh my God, how do we cover him out of the backfield when they got Waddle and they got Tyreek? It causes a lot of issues out there because he's good at catching the ball. Joe, that's where A-Chan just seems to excel, catching and running.
I could see Achan learning the route tree and just tearing everybody up.
Oh my gosh, Joe. Yes.
Yes.
And then if you cover him for if for some reason I will tell you my husband was saying about him that they grab him, they think they have him down, he keeps going, they grab him again, they think is down. That happens 2, 3, 4 times in a play and then he falls forward for 2 more yards.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's our Pacheco.
Yeah.
yes, although
Hey,
I think That's almost an insult.
Checker
Mike
could never catch him.
Ends up Adam Ender, by the way. Nail those buttons, guys. Dolphin State of Mind. He goes into Miss Finn shows all the time, so it's good to see him in here. So
Dolphin State of Mind.
yeah. So no, man.
Dolph
I'm just like I
Singer
said,
as well.
yeah. Hey, it's always good stuff. But I just think this team is trending the right direction. Yes, it's hard to say with a team that's 9-3. What do you mean? They've been great all year, but I still think we're extending, we're getting better, and I like it. I like the vibe of this team. What more can I say? I know others want to be naysayers, and I get it. I understand it. I've been there, done it. I know the feeling of doubting them. But I don't know, this year, if I get burned this year, then what it is, what it is. But this just feels like a different football team. They seem like a close knit group. They're ready to play and get us that first play. That's what I want. I want the one playoff victory because then the next one can come. You got to get that one monkey off your back, Dolphin and Don, and we haven't got for way too long.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I got no doubt in my mind.
One of the monkeys we got off our back is the losing to teams we ought to beat. That has been a thing, for us for a long time. We would lose to teams we were supposed to beat. Well, that monkey is off our back, and don't think that that's not it's a big monkey. It's a gorilla.
And it's a monkey
it is.
everybody has too, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the only team in the NFL that's done it. So every team in the other, the monkeys on their back. We're the only one this year.
Handing out bananas. That's what we're doing. We're handing out bananas.
I know. I know. That's what I said. Would you rather be like the Dolphin teams from the past where we lose a whole bunch of games we're supposed to win, but then be happy because we beat New England one time a year and then we watch them go on and win the Super Bowl, but say, hey, we beat the Super Bowl winning team. I'm tired of that. I want to be the team that, we just we're kicking butt, and then, that's what I love, man. So
I'll go you went better. Remember when John Beck was our quarterback and we were worried whenever we're going to pass the ball? Oh no, we got to pass the ball.
Yeah, I know.
Gritting my teeth the whole time. Yep, incomplete.
I know.
That's another name. That's one of the names, and that's like one of the guys. I bought his rookie cards thinking, oh, he's going to be the next Dolphin great guy. The minute we drafted a quarterback, and now they're sitting there collecting dust. I'm like, oh, what a knucklehead I am. That's why I didn't even buy Tua cards or anything. I'm like, forget it. Every time I buy a Dolphins rookie quarterback, they end up not being all that. So
Tua's my guy. He can play Eric Clapton songs, man. He's my guy.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was great, man. I did. I never watched the Manning cast, but I did that night because I knew Tua was going to be on. I thought it was pretty cool, man. And I liked his personality. I loved his prediction. He waited until basically, it's going to be a running play for a touchdown.
And Eli danced over there to
second. He's like, what? He goes, running play. That was great. So.
He looks so relaxed, like he's just happy and relaxed, playing guitar and just chilling.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it's just another example of coaching because and I'm not knocking Flores, but he's, that more old school type coaching that we talked about, but he would have never allowed to have Tua would have never felt comfortable being this comfortable in front of the media and everything. It would have been Tua would have just been like talking like he used to talk. Now you can see he lets his personality out. He knows he has a coach that's not going to rip him for saying something to the media because, in the old ones he did, it's like Tua, and it's a lot better when you don't have to be asked, oh, are you going to be traded? Are they going to get rid of you? Are they going to bring in Watson? He doesn't hear those stupid questions anymore. So, of course, but you can just tell the emergence he's matured over since he first got here, the confidence he exudes when he's talking to the media.
100%. And one of the things about the way Tua looks on the sidelines, even after he throws a pick or something, right? Compare the way he looks to how Lamar Jackson looks. Okay, Lamar Jackson gets rattled. He pitches little fits over there on the sideline. I understand being frustrated, not happy with what you just did, but you're a professional. Keep your team up, show confidence. Even if you don't have it, fake it.
Yeah.
Tua doesn't get rattled. He's over there. It doesn't matter what happened on the field. He's not rattled.
Yeah. No, you're right, and that's a mark of a good one. I know some people would say, "Oh, I want to show my quarterback have passion," but no, I'd rather have a calm, cool, collective guy back there. Because every quarterback in the history of football is going to throw an interception at some point, at some bad time in the game that you don't want to do it. It's going to happen. That's what they play the games for. But like you say, he doesn't fret about it. He looks up the clock and says, "How much time do I have?" That's what Dan Marino. Yes, Dan Marino would get mad a few times out there. I'd be the first one to admit it. He would yell and
Yeah.
scream sometimes. But he would still also know if you threw an interception, you would always see him look at the clock and say, "Okay, I have enough time to go get the ball back and go do what I have to do the next drive." So Tua seems kind of calm like that, Pam. So that's a good observation. I like that.
Well, for me, it's not only about him, but it's also about Lamar Jackson. So, if you ask, I bet most so-called experts, media, I bet they're going to pick the Ravens over the Dolphins. That's just how it's going to go. But if you think about it, if you look at things that you can actually, see, that is a huge difference. Being able to be calm in a tough situation. And we don't have to look any further than to last season to know what that looks like and what that can accomplish.
Yep. No, you're 100% right. And I just love them, when they get mic'd up and then you see the clips later and him and his coach's interaction. To me, it's, just the way they communicate with each other is it's just really good. And McDaniel was that basically, and I don't hate to use the word savior, but he was basically almost a savior for Tua because he really saved him because Tua's career was going nowhere if Flores was here. Let's be honest. It was just going to be constant, never having the support for him and all of that. And it's just, people react different, like you said, Pam. Some people like the guys that are bosses that are all on you to make sure you're in line. Other guys like the bosses that are more positive, like McDaniel, and point out you're good and, maybe say, "Hey, you got to correct this, but you've done it right 1,000 other times. So you're going to get doing it right again." So,
And I don't think savior is like too over the top of a statement because, you know, um I don't know, clearly it wasn't working the other way. And
oh, no.
what Tua went through during that time frame, I had made a comment earlier today on a Facebook group that that wasn't, Dolphin fan wide, that was worldwide. The
Yeah.
humiliation and the, degrading of him as a player, just and it was from all sides. It was so in his face, and it was in everyone's face. Everybody saw it.
It was
No.
in
So,
his face enough that he looked in the mirror and said, "Do I really suck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And it was just totally, not only that, too, it was saddled with the Chan Gailey offense. Let's not forget that. I mean, because that offense did not fit Tua one bit. It's
Oh,
like a
it
Mack
fit
truck offense.
Fitzpatrick. It fit Fitzpatrick a lot better than it fit Tua. So
Yeah.
then you see Fitzpatrick, people are saying, "Oh my God, he's not even better than Fitzpatrick. What are we doing drafting this guy?" So
He was supposed to be redshirted the first year anyway. I mean, pretty much Fitzpatrick, the whole scheme, the offensive coordinator, everything was set up for Tua to heal and learn the game of football and ease his way in. And and Nat even got hand grenaded on purpose.
Yes,
yeah,
backfired, and it was all about a show. It wasn't about, hey, what's good, for our team, what's good for this kid who is going to be our team. I mean, there was no forethought in how this would work down the road.
yeah.
But then,
No,
you
I'm
know,
100% sure. I still don't know if that came from Ross telling him, "Hey, I want to see my number one draft pick out there or whatever,"
right.
or
Yeah.
we would
I'm a
never know how it
Ross.
happened.
I'm a Ross lover, and I agree with that one. I really, really, really like Ross, but I do think that might have been a little bit of him meddling in there. And everything happens for the reason.
Yeah. Oh,
get him in there. If you can't make him work, I'm going to get a coach in here that can, because he's the guy I want. And kind of he had the right vision if you really boil it down.
yeah.
Well,
So
and if you think about um, iron sharpens iron, and how adversity takes down some people, but other people it makes better. So, maybe all of those things are part of what's adding to how good Tua is. Although I will say my husband said from the beginning he is that guy.
yeah, and that is, I think he has proven he's going to be that guy. Is he like what we're used to, Pam, the 6'3" Dan Marino with a rocket arm? No, but is he a good franchise quarterback that can lead our team to victory? Yes, he is. He does it in a different manner, but at the end result, does it really matter? I mean, let's face it, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, and I'm sure those Raven fans were loving Trent Dilfer for, at least for that. So you can get there different ways, and I think Tua has proven he's just different. And it took a little getting used to. And I'm lefty myself, and I'm not used to seeing the left-handed quarterback just because everyone's a right-handed in the world for the most part. So it took a lot of learning and getting used to Tua, not having that 6'3" guy that can throw the ball at the flick of a wrist 50 yards down the field perfectly in stride. He has to do a little more to get that done. He gets it done, but he has to do a little more to get it done. But I like him. He's a workaholic. He worked all off season, and he got himself. Everyone teased him about the martial arts. Everyone teased him about bulking up. But lo and behold, it seems to have worked, guys.
And fit in time for that tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and the hairdo.
And learn
Yeah,
how to play guitar.
yeah, I know. Hey, the man has talent. What can I say?
Yeah.
Well, guys,
You know
it's
what?
almost the end of my show here. Now I was share. I didn't want to share it too early, but today's my 54th birthday, December 6th. This is my birthday. And I'm
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to
thank you. I'm
you. I
not
won't
Tommy
sing.
here today. So it's
54. That's
yeah,
good
normally
age.
I know I'm an adult and I don't talk about my birthdays anymore, but you guys feel like friends, so I feel like I can share that I'm 54 today. That's why I had my phone on, because I knew my family was going to be texting or calling and all of that. And so I didn't want it to be on sleep and they think I'm ignoring them. So now I can
Right.
go. Yeah. So
It's a
anyway,
good
so
Everybody hit
problem
the
to
like
have.
button. It's his birthday. Come on.
yeah, come on, guys, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button for my birthday. Let's see.
Share, share too. Like, share,
Yeah.
subscribe, do the whole
Definitely.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Moya. And there's a whole bunch of guys that had some good lines in there. I missed Dolphin State of Mind. He was saying it's a bummer Tyreek can't throw the peace sign up anymore without getting penalized. I know that's silly. I agree, man.
That's
But
why
they
he put
think
it on
it's
his
like,
gloves.
I know he does have it on his gloves. I think that's great. Thank you, Canes, Dolphins. Big fins up to you. All you guys rock. That's why I decided to share that. I even told my wife, she goes, "Oh, are you going to tell people that come in? Just your birthday?" I'm like, nah, nah, nah. I'm too old for that. But you guys were so nice today. I just felt like I had to drop that it was my birthday. So thank you guys for joining. You guys all rock. And I look forward to just, more talk every day. I'll be here Thursday and Friday morning. You guys welcome to come join. Always. It's a pleasure to talk about our fins. And I will see you guys soon. I'm going to close out. Any final thoughts from you guys before I hit the final video of the day?
Yeah, I want to say
If
something to Daddy Dean because he's talking about, Tua's probably going to sign a good deal for us, like Brady did. And there's another good point to that is where else is he going to go where he has a coach he can trust like McDaniel?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
we'll
can totally
see.
see
But
it.
I still want the young man to get paid because it's such a short career and of all
Oh
the stuff he's gone through.
yeah,
I don't know, but maybe he can take a little less than some of the guys. But I don't know. We will see at the end of the day. But like you say, that should be if it's like all equal. Yeah, is he really going to leave McDaniel? I don't think so because McDaniel is, like I said, this helps him. He's an offensive mastermind. I know we use that word loosely sometimes. We all thought, oh, we had him Adam Gase, and look, he came in and he was nothing for us other than his first one and done season that we got to the playoffs. And, we did get to the playoffs with him, but other than that, it was never anything great. We thought Philbin was an offensive guru. We always forgot. Oh wait, Gates isn't bringing Peyton Manning in his prime with us. He's not. Philbin's not bringing in Aaron Rodgers in his prime with him. So McDaniel actually worked an offense without any superstars and 49ers quarterbacks. Yes, Brock Purdy now is playing, but they always had their different guys. Jimmy G, but that's what the offense that's the offense you need to steal from. Those guys that have those type talent. That's why I'm afraid that Frank Smith may get grabbed from our team, because they're going to say, oh, they don't have necessarily we got a lot of talent on this year's Dolphin team. But that's why that was a great hire. I just do. And I don't know. What can I say? I'm a Mike, even though I'm way older than him, I'm a Mike McDaniel fanboy.
Me too.
Well, and the thing is, what we were just saying about how a player may take a little less to be on this team.
Yep.
Don't think that winning won't have that same effect on coaches. You want to ride that at least a year or two, right?
Yeah.
You want to come back and see, if you can make it happen again or be even better. I think that will go for our entire team, and that goes to McDaniel, the atmosphere that he has fostered. And I think it is because his time at San Fran, he was kind of handcuffed to some degree at San Fran. They didn't let him experiment and do all the things he wanted to try. Well, guess what? He's doing that now.
Oh, of course. Yes, exactly.
And so he has allowed the coaches he has hired to do the same thing. He's like, okay, this is your area of expertise. You do your thing. So when you as a leader allow people around you to do what they are experts at, you're not only smart, but you're successful.
Yep. Hey, very well said. Very well said. And once again, Pam, very well. And Dad Dean, a belated birthday to your son, who had a birthday on December 3rd. So happy birthday to your son. So, but all of you guys, like I said, now, let's see. Yep. Dad Dean says thanks to everyone. We got fine for peace sign shaking my head. $10,927 for that's ridiculous, man. You can't be the no fun league that bad. I mean,
would they do it to Travis Kelce? That's what I want to know. Because I bet not.
Yeah, I know.
Bet not.
Yeah, I know. That'd be the sign to know if it's just something against whatever Tyreek, who
and
knows?
The Dolphins.
Yeah,
the
and
Dolphins in general. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, I agree, but that's a whole other topic for another show. I think they pick on the Dolphins for sure. So, but anyway, I don't think they like Ross, because normally, like, every time you see, like, every team other than maybe 2 or 3 teams voted on whatever topic, it's always like one of the Dolphins voting against it, So I don't think they like Ross. So,
if he makes their job easier by giving them everything they need to be successful, they'll be all right with him.
Yeah. No, I like Ross. I'm talking about Ross. I'm the NFL doesn't like Ross.
Yes, the media, the NFL. Yes.
You're
right.
Our people love Ross. I mean, there's no reason not to like him. He pays, signs anyone's check. If Greer says, "Hey, I need this guy reworked," some owners would be, "What do you mean? I just gave him $10 million up front last year. Now we have to give him another 10." Yes, okay. Where's the blank check? He says, "Give me the here, sign. Whatever it takes, get it done." So that's great. But I'm just saying the NFL doesn't like him, from what I hear, because he always votes against. Sometimes he goes against the grain, and he has come out and said, "Oh, he wished there was no salary cap, or that they would raise the salary cap," and that doesn't make the other owners happy. So.
Well, and you can see the bias in the way things were handled with the, with the thing with Brady, because he was the known so-called convicted cheater, right? And he walked out of that situation scot-free. But they hold our owner and our fan base hostage by taking away that first round pick.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, I agree with maybe some punishment, but just fine Ross a little bit and call it a day. Why take away a pick from the team when that hurts the competition in the league? And hurts. You know, I don't know. To me,
That's
that's a
what they
whole other
did to Kraft, right?
Yeah, yeah. To me, it's a whole different topic, but I
It
agree
is.
with you, Sam. But anyway, I'm out of here, guys. You guys
Happy
rock.
birthday.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I wasn't even going to share it, but you guys just made me feel so much like friends coming in here today. It was nice to have you guys talk to. My mom's gotten here since you guys been here. We're going to go out to lunch, so
Oh, she's
time
so
to get out of
patient.
here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have my mom. No longer have my dad, but I got my mom still. So I live every blessed moment. So go out
Definitely.
here and have lunch with her today. It's good.
Nice.
So, guys, yeah,
Yep.
you guys rock. Excuse me. You guys
Fins
rock.
up.
Have a great day, and I'm out of here. Fins up, everyone.
Thank
Hit that
you.
like
Thank you
button.
so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, thank you,
Fins up.
guys. Thank you. Yeah.
And the chat.
And
Thanks to the chat. The chat's
Yes,
big.
thank
to
you.
Best
everyone
chat
in
around.
the chat and
And
all
this
you guys.
Fins chat.
Thank you.
And this one.
Well said.
Perfect.
So a big thank you to everyone that's in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football